What's up, guys? Welcome back to the rival StarCraft 2 League. We have the winners match of the round of 16, Group A, coming up for you. Game 1 is going to be on Terraform, and it's going to be a PvZ between ByRada and Picasso. In a few seconds, we should be loaded into that, but Torkk, any predictions for this PvZ?
Oh, I don't know. So with Picasso, I expect at some point a cannon rush. I'm not gonna lie. We don't see them as much as often anymore. But based on his series, though some people are only cheesy in PvP, so I'm not entirely sure what he's gonna do. But as a Protoss, I have to root for Picasso.
We'll see that player that he just mentioned in the top left-hand corner, the red Protoss from Korea. It is Picasso. Who is cheesing? Maybe not cheating. Possibly cheesing.
Possible.
Who's our player in the bottom right, Senor Torkk?
And on the bottom right of Terraform, we have the blue Zerg player, ByRada.
Well,
Who's extractor
really
tricking again.
really favoring that extractor trick. Maybe that's indicative of his pool first. We'll see. So far, neither player, Picasso in the top left-hand corner hasn't really shown his stuff. I think he'll be going for the forge down there. We have seen gates actually recently, every once in a while, being thrown down in a gate, but should be a forge, at least with that pylon position.
And based on the timing, I believe it'll definitely be a Forge. Oh, okay. Wow. I was expecting Forge. I am slightly disappointed. I was kind of hoping for a little bit of cannon rush to start the game off. Be a little bit of a SOS kind of style thing. But nope, and it's versus Hatch first. So Byron's gonna have the slight eco lead, but because, Picasso's delaying his Nexus, would have been nice to go Nexus first against this. But Picasso just wants to play safe at first. Can't blame him.
Picasso could have done damage to the Forge Fast Expand, but as you said, he just wants to play safe, and maybe it's the ultimate mind game. Like, he makes a pylon within the vision radius of the natural, and then the Overlord sees something building, but for some reason, ByRada doesn't click on it and say, whoa, he must be cannon rushing me. It's the ultimate hopes and dreams of all Protosses for the Zerg to be like, crap, I need to make a ton of lings now at my natural. Maybe not, though. Every once in a while, what's really cool in StarCraft 2 is when you get an aggressive play that doesn't work out, but it forces defender to overmake units, and then they can do their own beautiful counterattack.
Yeah. So I think Picasso's going to be happy with what he saw, that it's just a hatch first. It's actually one annoying thing about starting like your pylon at the bottom, so your first pylon to start the wall, is that like a really early pool is really annoying because you can't really defend that pylon with probes. Well, you can, but you'll be like not mining forever. So he's probably relieved that it wasn't like some sort of 8 pool or earlier, any later, that he could probably defend it with what he's got. This game can go anyway. We obviously haven't seen any indication whether or not Picasso will want to 2-base all in. I don't think ByRada will 2-base all in. There have been Zergs who have been going really aggressive with roaches in ZVP because of the blink meta. So really cheeky roach timings can sometimes get the better of a Protoss. But we'll see. I think based on what we've seen of ByRada, we'll probably see a safe play getting a third within like the next minute or so, and just scouting Picasso diligently.
ByRada does like his macro games, although I do think a 2-base roach play would be pretty cool. As you were saying, players really liking Blink in. With Blink, it's generally kind of the Blink Sentry build or that baguette style, and with that, you have not only need to wait for Blink to be done, you have to have a decent amount of sentries, and you can defend, but with a lot of roaches, you have the potential to get into a scary situation. For now, though, Picasso, I actually really like this wall here, even though he's got the pylon at the top, which could easily go down on the right-hand side of your guys' screen. I still like this wall. It's a cool idea, and we'll see how it pays off for Picasso. For now, though, ByRada will be taking his third base off the back of this and just making sure he knows what's going on.
Yeah, so I think this is may be the baguette style. He's getting the 3 gates. He's getting his gases at his natural at around 6 minutes, which is pretty standard. He should drop down a forge soon and then aim to take a third. As what I'm predicting, I don't think he'll be all-inning off of this. He's not really showing that much sign of wanting to do so since he took his natural gases at a standard time. So I think he's probably going to go into that third base, get a Twilight Council, go up to like 8 sentries, and then like maybe do a poke at the third and recall out just to force some units. So I think this is going to be kind of standard Baguette style. Maybe. He could surprise me.
There are always little tweaks here and there you can do, and every once in a while you'll see like a crazy Warp Prism Sentry drop, like, psych, not actually doing that at all, but for now, I love that ByRada, he got speed early on, he's pushed out a couple Lings, and really right now they're either looking for A, the sentries misstep and they have to waste a lot of force fields, or B, these Lings can just get a little damage done. So for now, I love the map control ByRada is attaining with this, getting Lair out the back of that, getting his third base, and he's just gonna really need to buy himself like 2.5 minutes, and then he's going to be in the beautiful place off 3 bases where he can start pushing out roaches and whatever he needs to defend against this push. And ByRada's already preparing for it, as you guys can see, getting rid of the rocks. And oh, the sentries, if they show them, they could show themselves right here moving out, and they do actually end up doing that.
Yeah, so Picasso is not going to opt to do a push quite yet. So a push with only sentries is a bit really risky. Usually you move out with a few stalkers as well. If you're going to do like a 3-gate push, he might be doing it regardless though. He's going around the long way, but he's going to meet a bunch of Lings.
Currently 15 Lings out of the map. Now there is a lot of force fields with these. There's the force fields, and the sentries should be able to 100% deal with this. The problem though is the 5 roaches that are now coming out, and the third base of Picasso is going to be detested maybe, or contested, my bad. Third base Picasso, a couple Lings there, but like I was saying, the problem is to deal with these roaches, and now Picasso's kind of split up here. His main force defending at home, and the other half out on the map.
Well, sentries are very good. Well, versus just 5 roaches, those sentries could take it with good force fields, but versus 9...
I mean, versus 3, why not right there? Little bit of, oh, the beautiful pulling back micro. I think he will have to teleport out of here, and the roaches could have got a kill there. Won't quite get the kill, and like I was saying, all ByRada really need to buy himself was 2-ish minutes there. It is now coming into a nice mid-game.
So Picasso did do what he wanted. If you look at the workers, he is ahead in workers because ByRada had to make those roaches. So
I love
the what? Sorry.
Oh no! I was just gonna say I love Picasso. Is like why not force field here? Why not? We do see Spire by the way by ByRada, and every once in a while I wonder this. Truly, if you have like 50 sentries, what can they do? You have Guardian Shields, you have Force Fields, like honestly, what can your opponent do? Without Ravagers. Without being Legacy of the Void, what can they truly do other than mutas, as we see, which will be the situation for ByRada?
The interesting thing here is, so a lot of Protoss players, when they open Blink, right, and they see muta, what they will do is either, if they see it early enough, they might drop 2 Stargates, right, and then try to play the macro game. And some will just straight up base trade the Zerg with Blink. That's usually when you see it late. He should see it with this hallucinated Oracle. And let's see if he clicks. Oh, he didn't click it. But if he saw it, he should know that shape is Aspire. If he's aware of this Aspire, he might choose to straight up just Blink all in during this transition because he's gonna get like 10 mutas instantly. But 10 mutas doesn't really do much in a base trade, so he might choose to do that. Especially with no Stargate on the way.
10 mutas on the way, and definitely with no Stargate, they could snowball, and there's 700 gas income a minute by ByRada, so he should be able to produce more, but for now he's going to have to deal with this massive force coming across the map. Currently, it is 69 army supply to 66, not too much different, but man, ByRada is definitely ready for that counterattack into the third base of Picasso. There it is, muta's already out, and I don't know if they want to defend at home, really. They should move across the map, and there's teleport home. ByRada has bought himself a good minute and a half now with this beautiful play, but the Stalker Blink forward in sentries. I love the one Guardian Shield, just helping the sentry survive a little bit longer. And these roaches sacrifice themselves for a Stalker and a sentry. For now, the mutas in the middle of the map will take out that pylon, but the muta's job is to try to pull back the army as much as they can, and it's getting a little dicey here with those roaches. Yes, they pulled back the army, but that still was a good 20 to 30 supply of ByRada.
I think Picasso's decision here is going to be, you know what? I can't go back again. I'm just going to all in base trade, especially since he has cannons to weaken these mutas and to kill some off and lower the DPS. He just has to make sure his force fields and blinks are good, and he will be able to take really good trades. ByRada is starting spines to defend, but they were just a little bit too late, and they got sniped off by Picasso before they could do anything. And the mutas have to back off because there's cannons in the main. There was 3. So Picasso is doing this like the textbook, just kill the Zerg when they go muted. Oh, and the hallucinated Archons. That's smart.
Beautiful hallucinated Archons with the blink right under the Miras, and not only has Picasso done a nice attack here, at least killed a lot of Lings so far, but as you said, he's defended back at home, and desperately ByRada pulls everything. We have Hydras, we have Miras with his main force, double Guardian Shield, and there's just so much here for Picasso. Picasso will take game 1 right here, I believe. There's the JJ Picasso. 1-0 takes game 1. Really reading his opponent well and then making a great decision, Torkk. Sometimes, as you kind of hinted to, you just got to make the decision, especially as Protoss. I'm going now. I don't care what you do. I'm going for it, and you can't do anything but harass back at home, and I got Stalkers, I got Cannons. Yuta's kind of nullified.
Oh, yeah. What I would have loved to see ByRada do is there's these Zergs that will do a muta timing, not two. I almost said 2-base muta, but I think ZBT too much with this. They will do a muta thing where they'll get a bunch of mutas, and they will, with the intention of fully base trading with their opponent, right? So they'll like make a bunch of mutas, and then they'll drop a bunch of spines behind it, forcing the opponent to base trade when they know they've gone blank, and that's probably what they're gonna do. And they'll like stack up on spines, so the Protoss takes forever to get through, and then they'll just try to win the base trade that way. But he wasn't. I don't think he was planning on doing a base trade. I think he just wanted mutas for the harass and the mobility, and also to pull Picasso back home. But Picasso read through it by scouting the Spire early enough and was able to build cannons at home and just win the game.
Just like to point out that it was spotted with a hallucinated Oracle, which I always love to see. You don't think about it that often. Phoenixes are